There we go.
So the title of my presentation was Marketing Matters, the Benefits of Investing in Your Hypnosis Practice.
Nice. It's a good title.
But I'm going right after somebody else who's doing marketing.
That's okay.
Yeah.
There's more than one way to market. So
Yeah. And I'm willing to bet that if we do a survey of every hypnotist in here on the question, what is the difference between marketing and sales?
most of them will have no idea.
Yeah.
What is your opinion of the difference between marketing and sales? I know what mine is.
Mine is that marketing is getting awareness out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott,
Sales.
can you stop the recording for just a second?
Yeah, I'm just going to pause it this time though.
Okay.
All right.
Did I miss something juicy?
No, not really. Not too juicy. No.
Jim, did you see my push-ups to you?
Are you speaking to me?
No, James.
I don't know what push-ups you mean, but okay.
What do you mean push-ups?
I saw your thing on standing on a scale and I answered back with me doing push-ups.
Ah, okay.
No, I didn't see that. I got to go see
Yeah.
that. That's
Got to
awesome.
catch up, huh? Got to catch up.
Oh, I love it.
So for you computer nerds, I have a question and I didn't know how to answer a guy today. And it has to do with domain names. So within GoFunnelBox, when I'm working on my funnel and it's not published or anything, this wasn't me. This was the guy I was talking to today. He goes,
Yeah.
well, when I go to the preview page, it throws up the URL, that you're on the GoFunnelBox, DOD, Gen, whatever, across the top. And he goes, so I just copied that and put it in my Facebook post and people click on it and they say the funnel comes up and they can fill in the form. Why do I need a domain name? I was like, I don't believe you. Show me.
Yeah, of course you can do that. What would be the point of it if you couldn't?
I didn't know you could do that. I thought you had to have a domain.
No.
Well, the problem is if you don't have a domain, then you're not building a brand, right?
Yeah.
It's obvious that he's running it through GoFunnelBox, which is totally fine, but it'd be the akin to having like a GoDaddy link for your personal website or something like that.
Yeah, people don't care about it so much for certain things, but yeah, for brand awareness for sure. Like you wouldn't want to build your website on what was it back in the day? GeoCities, that's not what you want. But although we say that, but it's damn near requirement to build a site on Google My Business now. Granted, that's a little bit more sophisticated than geo sites, but it's the same thing.
And now that Sean is here, I can go ahead and, as per the request of Jim Kellner and Steve, I would like to issue my sincere apology to Sean for violating HR standards by acting on his OnlyFans page. It's like sex
I'm
workers,
surprised you found it.
and I apologize for not giving you the proper level of respect during that live. And I will
Paybacks are
going
hell.
to work hard to do better in the future.
No worries. If anybody
You forgot
caught it,
to,
pretty funny.
apologize. He was offended.
Yeah, if anybody actually caught the replay there, it's actually pretty funny.
Which live was this?
Was that one of the performing hypnosis that was kind of a pre-meeting of the presenters.
Okay.
I didn't even get notified of that. I caught the very last couple of minutes of that.
I didn't.
Did you hear that? Did you hear how shocked she was that Colin apologized to somebody?
Did you or am I drunk?
Well, two things can be true at once.
Yeah, I've had a couple of beers, so was like, did I hear that? Or
Yeah,
did
you heard that.
apologize?
It was sarcasm.
Yeah, but it might have involved some sarcasm.
But still, I heard the words "I apologize."
Uh-huh.
Wow, man!
Yeah.
This is a momentous day.
You need to show her your video apologizing to the CCP.
Yeah, she saw that one. Yeah.
The shock in her voice, man, that was incredible.
I'm astounded, frankly.
I will count myself as one of those special people then.
Yes, indeed.
That coming through properly? Can you guys actually read that, or do I need to?
We can read it, it's fine, but your big head's in the way, so we can't see the logo really.
Well, that's
We can see the hypnosis part. I actually thought about grabbing that same that same basic logo from Canva, but
I haven't seen that one in Canva.
it's in there. I mean, that worked for me too. It's my initials and everything. I should just to
He
straight
didn't
up
make it for you?
to straight up steal it and stick it on my website, man.
No.
Like nobody'd ever know except me.
There you go, fat dog. Now get out of here. So I think I did 5 or 6 inductions today, Scott. I didn't count them. But as I was putting everything together, I was able to come up with a really good
Here,
base
let
induction.
me check real quick. I did
8 gazillion zillions.
So far I'm up to 2,800 affirmations. Now I had an easy day today, man.
I was gonna say that for affirmation, that's an easy day for you.
Yeah, that's like I'm gonna get that set done before bed probably, but yeah. You can't build the largest hypnosis script library in the entire world without doing some work, Steve. It's just not possible.
I think I did 1,400 affirmations this weekend. And what I started doing was logging them in Excel. And then I made an Excel workbook and parsed them out for general mindset, then weight, and then whatever. And I parsed, so I made a workbook for everything that I was doing and just dropped them in there, and I'd get up to 400 and I would just delete duplicates. I'd lose about 75 to 100 in duplicates. But
what were you going to do with that many affirmations?
You got it.
Though?
That's the secret sauce, James. We don't talk about that on camera. But no, man, it's for marketing, right? Like it's you gotta get it out there, man. What is it Gary Vee says? 50 to 80 pieces of content a day. Like you can't mess around with that.
the one thing I did try and do today, guys, is I can walk you through the Canva on how I created, or not Canva.
Your mail merge thing?
Yes.
Cool.
And do that. But what I tried to do was create 5 different pages of templates in Canva, and then import the affirmations, because I thought it would, if I had 5 templates and I had 50 affirmations, I thought that it would just overwrite onto all the other pages.
And it did not function how.
So I had to split them up and go, all right, put one template out there, do 10 affirmations or 20 or 30, whatever you want to do, then change your template and import them again, import a different set.
Yeah, it's not quite that advanced on the import.
Yeah. So.
Tried that myself.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Thanks. I could have saved some time, Sean. Appreciate that, buddy.
Oh, you didn't ask, so.
Yeah, that's true.
You weren't online
get,
today because I was going to ask you a question, but you weren't online.
You don't get answers to questions you don't ask, Steve. That's just not how that works.
Yeah, if you got a question, just hit me up in Messenger or whatever. I'll get the message.
I'm going to have to accidentally drop a piece of meatloaf on the floor.
Naughty. It's not good for them dogs, man. No, that's good for them. Let them eat it.
Hey, we make their dog food. So
yeah,
today was dog food make day. So much work. But
you care for your dogs way more than I would. I don't have dogs though. That's why.
Yeah. So we were buying the fresh pet dog food. It comes in a big tube. I don't know if you've seen them in Walmart or something.
No. I
They're
believe
like
you know.
$18, $19 a piece. So I was like, well, my daughter was making dog food, so I asked her how she made it. So I went to Costco and bought those rotisserie chickens that cost $5 a piece, and buy 2 of them and chop it all up, take all the, just deboned them. And then I made them with sweet potatoes and rice and mixed vegetables, and pumpkin. And
I mean, if that works.
those dogs love it. And I think their digestive system is a lot better. Plus I know what's going in their food now. So. So what else is going on? I have been locked to my computer. Tomorrow I have a presentation at the senior center in Ogden. They called me up and said, could I come over and do something for them? And I was like, of course I can. So.
Steve, how long are most of your inductions?
That's a good question, Colin, because if I'm doing, sometimes I won't even do an induction. Sometimes I do just sit down and I'll do some conversational hypnosis and bam, I just want to talk to your subconscious mind. Let your conscious mind take a break and go on the side. Would that be okay? And I'm usually asking for a response with a finger, a tap of a finger or something. That could be an induction. But if I'm doing an audio, 7 to 8 minutes, I think that's good because the people need time. They want to kick back and relax. Or I do have a 10-minute, like a 10-minute mind refresh thing where the induction is like 2 or 3 minutes. So it just depends on what you're looking for.
I
Why do you
would
ask?
experiment with going shorter.
On the audios or in person?
Both.
Fair enough.
Right now, I'm not doing anything that breaks 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
it's because the attention span is history, and I am using rapids in places that I had thought I never would.
So in a consultation setting, you would use a rapid induction? Not that I don't, but
Yeah, a lot. Because one of the things I'm doing is I'm sussing out, is this person an overthinker? Yes or no? If the answer happens to be yes, then I'm going with a rapid. If they are coming in and they're telling me up front that they either have been medically diagnosed or self-diagnosed with ADHD, instant rapid. Certain medications, rapid.
How's it working for you?
Great.
Colin, could you give us an example of like, and I like how you brought that up, somebody with ADHD or something that has a very low attention span. What's your induction?
While you're thinking of that answer,
I was actually chewing.
fair enough. I think that to categorize somebody with ADHD as having a low attention span is definitely a misapprehension of how ADHD works.
Absolutely.
When they hyper focus, their attention span can literally last hours and hours.
And so that's why I would say that for someone who either has been medically diagnosed with ADHD or hypnotize themselves to believe they have ADHD, it doesn't really matter which at that point.
Yeah.
They give us as hypnotists some things that we can use that are super duper powerful, and a speed induction gets us there. Because if you show them something sparkly, like a video game or a rapid, you got them.
I always say and I get a lot of parents that want to bring their kids to me and they tell me their kids have ADHD. And I'm like, well, can I spend some time with your kid? out in the backyard or something, and backyards are great. And we'll go for a walk or something. But this is just my opinion, and it's anecdotal at best, is I believe when from a little kid's view, might even be an adult's view, if they think they have ADHD, I think of a little kid looking up through the bottom of a tornado, looking through the eye of a tornado, and they see things going by, a cow, a car, a horse, a tree, but there's something that you can grab their attention and focus on. That's what I use my stupid little magic rope tricks for, they're not stupid. I learned them from Alan. They're very cool. So, but I use them with kids because if you do some misdirection or something and their brain doesn't catch it, you've taught them how to focus on something. And then you can catch your focus and keep them focused for a little bit instead of watching the cow, the train, everything going around and around inside the eye of that tornado. I think adults are the same way as well, because we always say squirrel, squirrel. It's not that they have lack of focus, it's that they're focusing on so many things at once that you just need to guide or direct them to focus on one particular thing longer than the others. What's your guys' opinion on that?
I'm looking something up right now.
And I totally didn't catch half of that because I was distracted, man. So my opinion is that you might actually be onto something.
James, Sean?
I think I was hyperactive as a kid, although it was pre calling people ADHD. They just called me hyper. But I have the ability to focus in pretty heavily, and I can go into trance easily. But there are times where I'm like in a restaurant and I can't not hear the conversations that are happening like 30 feet away. So I have almost like a hypervigilance, but I'm still able to go into trance when I want to.
Yeah.
So I think it does depend on interest. So if you can do something to like a trick, I have never done a trick for a kid to try to get them to go into trance, but I think that would be successful.
Yeah, and you can actually use it as an induction, right? If you catch them and they can't figure it out in their mind, you just pulled their brain apart. It's so easy to go, now do me a favor and take a deep breath and close your eyes. My induction was a magic trick. Anything is an induction though, right? If you use it in the right way. So,
Right.
Yeah.
There is a creator and they have a whole bunch of shorts, and the creator's name is ADHD_love_. And it's a couple, and they are interacting with each other about, it's basically skit comedy. But the beautiful part of it is that it does just an incredible job of simplifying and explaining what the reality of the condition ADHD actually looks like in the wild, not on TV or all these incels on Reddit who actually think it's cool to have ADHD and autism and whatever else. Mild retardation. That's one.
I actually call ADHD, I reframe it as adventure deficit disorder, not attention deficit disorder. I even told my child's teacher this. I was like, what do you mean he has no attention span? He can sit there and play a video game for 15 hours straight, never even get off the couch to go pee. It's not that he doesn't have an attention span. It's that you're boring.
oh, wow.
No, I have that same issue with teachers in general that want to teach like it's 1895.
Yeah.
I said, do you want me just to give you like a stone and chisel like that? Because that's what you're doing in the classroom, and that's not how kids engage these days. Just like Scott said, they're looking at a video game that they can play for 15 hours straight, well, what's going on in that video game is extremely complex. You know, it's about the only thing it doesn't have is the direct person-to-person interactions that you would find around a Dungeons and Dragons table. But they have to use their imagination. They have to be creative.
You have a first person shooter mode.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk to them, but you're not directly, you know, you're not sitting around the table, you know, same table with them. But it's strategy, it's imagination, it's creative play, it's understanding the rules of engagement. You know, there's all kinds of skills that you can come out with gaming. And if you look now, universities and colleges around the United States and starting in Canada a little bit too, they're going after e-athletes. So, you know, the esports is starting to take off to the point where it's rivaling some of the physical sport leagues in terms of viewership and sponsorship. So there's lots of money to be made in that kind of thing. It doesn't mean they have ADHD. It means that they've been able to focus on that one thing. You know, my son has a friend, one of my sons has a friend who has been diagnosed with ADHD and certainly displays a lot of those characteristics most of the time, except when he's playing music and when he's doing his magic tricks. And he's really good with the sleight of hand cards. And you know, if I see him around town, usually he has a deck of cards with him, and he's you know, working the cards, and you know, even if it's just him by himself, but you know, just like James says, you get him into a group of people or into a classroom setting, very tough to actually concentrate on one thing because there's so much input coming in.
While you were saying that, Sean, I just want to ask James here a question. How did the self-diagnostics of your eyes go? Are they functioning fully now? It was interesting to watch that. So here.
No, I was trying to see if I could
Get them
do
reset. Like I was
trying to raise one eyebrow.
Maybe yeah, I can't do that either. I can't do that either. It's a skill that I currently lack.
Yeah, I look ridiculous. I shaved my head to be Lex Luthor for a thing my son
That
was
was epic
doing.
though. That was epic
Yeah.
though. Like I thought that was great. I saw that on Facebook. I was like, that's great, man.
Yeah. So I broke my son's balls for years about the number of hours he was spending on video games. He was spending more time on his video games than I was spending working. And I work a lot, okay? And I kept saying, listen, if you're gonna put this much into it, at least figure out a way to monetize. And he just blew me off. Well, the entire reason he has the career he has today is video games. Being a gamer is a perfect setup for being a 911 dispatcher. They basically have the interface, for all intents and purposes, as a video game. Someone who, in all likelihood, does have what is commonly known as ADHD. It's almost a job requirement there. And it's like, you know, and he was off the charts on the testing to get the job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we classify this ADHD as an illness, right? But there was a time in human evolution where that was a necessary skill set, and that's why those people exist. You know, that's why that particular brain organization exists, because there was a time when you needed people who could be hyper vigilant and who could focus on multiple things at once. They don't necessarily fit well into our school system, and they don't necessarily fit well into some of our corporate environments. But it's perfectly normal. It's a perfectly normal thing to have ADHD. You know, people just, you know, we have some sort of pathological need now to label every classification we possibly can. And like I said, he doesn't not have an attention span. You're just boring.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's I think that's me, you know, when I'm sifting through YouTube or something like that, and I'm watching a tutorial video, if they don't catch me in the first 10, 15 seconds, I'm gone. And I
Yeah.
automatically give them a thumbs down as I'm leaving. So
I don't even give them a thumbs down, but you know, yeah, you gotta think about that whenever you're doing your own videos too.
that's
You know,
right.
your videos that you've been putting out, at least the ones I've seen, are very high energy. So that's
You know,
good.
so I think one of the techniques I use when I'm doing a video or something is I hate introductions. I want to
Oh, yeah.
know, I want to know exactly why I clicked on you. And if it's, I want to know the problem I'm going to solve. And that goes with everything. Hey, today, what we're going to solve is this. Let's get right into it.
So here's some super sauce, man. Here's some super sauce. This is the universal YouTube video script. Today we're gonna X. Let's X. Hey, we X'd. Catch you next time. That's the universal YouTube script. Yeah. It works for almost everything.
Yeah, I hate the 2-minute introduction of, yeah, and I think I'm going to do this, and I'm Steve, and I'm so fucking boring, and don't do that to me. I clicked on this for a reason. No.
What happens if we don't want an X and we want a Y?
That's a whole different crowd of people.
What happens is, you know, right away, you've saved time and you get the hell off that video and move on to another one. You know, because that's what happens. That's the whole point of it.
So
but yeah,
what do you think about starting with a question?
That's perfectly fine too. As long as that question is the
Yeah.
same kind of leading in to what the hell's this video going to be about.
Yeah, the problem
So-
statement. What are you there to
Yeah,
fix?
yeah,
Are
the
you
bit- the-
tired of not being able to
Yeah.
get to sleep? Here's my audio.
And all the growth on my channel has come from shorts. And in the shorts format, it's like, it's a high energy question that functions as the hook. And then, you know, I'm trying to get in and out of there in 20 seconds or less.
Yeah, no, from what I've seen of your videos, Colin, you know, they are short to the point and usually have a twist.
No.
Which I've come to expect from you, but from somebody who's looking at that's new, you're gonna make me want to click on that and say, yeah, I want to see more of this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, thank you.
you said all of your channel growth has come from shorts.
Yep.
What's your highest view count on a short? I'm just talking about YouTube, not TikTok or anything.
Yeah. 50.
And do you keep your YouTube channel focused on hypnosis or change work, or is it a little all over the place like your TikTok?
It's much so two different eras. Okay, so on YouTube, my highest count short is 56,000.
Wow.
And still growing. With TikTok, my TikTok started when we were still basically all under house arrest. Okay. And things were crazy. And so I ended up staggering into some of that vegan teachers content. And that bitch is sitting there saying things like eating a steak is homophobic and eating ice cream is the same as rape. I'm sorry.
Hey, she's a friend of mine, Colin.
Okay. Well, that's great. Can you set up an introduction in person? I will go anywhere, anytime.
Like, is she really, Steve? Like, she's not, right? You were joking.
Oh my gosh, I have a crowd of friends that are the animal activists, vegans. You You know, why?
Okay,
are you
but
raping-
but they're not the vegan teacher on. Okay, all right.
could be.
No, 'cause
Yeah.
I think that would be great, man. I would love to see Colin in a face-to-face meeting with the
that
vegan
would
teacher.
be, that would be hilarious.
Oh my God, please, yes. And so the thing is that it's like, listen, I'm the king of hot takes. Okay. I have no hesitancy, and I respect her actually exercising her rights, even though I think she was in Canada and that might be a little bit different thing there. But to go out and say crazy stuff like eating a steak is homophobia and you are committing rape if you eat an ice cream. However, if you are going to say that shit, I got the right to make it funny. And so I'm doing videos where it's a duet and she is talking about how if you eat ice cream, you are raping a mother cow. And I'm eating ice cream in front of a Baskin Robbins with melting ice cream going all over my hand and everything. You know, it's like, so that was responsible for a lot of my TikTok growth. Okay. And I couldn't go out and do anything that was comedy or hypnosis, let alone comedy hypnosis, for quite a while. And so that channel was a bit all over the map. The YouTube channel, it's all in the pretty much 99% of it is in the comedy and hypnosis genre.
So here's a free one for you, Colin, on the opposite side of the coin, on the vegan side of the coin. So when non-vegans always say, why do vegans always make things look and taste like meat? And the reply is, why do women buy and use dildos? It looks the same as the real thing. It feels the same as the real thing. It fills a hole and it doesn't break anybody's heart. That's my vegan joke.
So in the future, when you deliver that joke, be certain that you slow down enough so that I can hear you say buy and used. Because for a second there, I thought you said buy used. And I was like, hold up.
You just keep eating your sausage.
Hold up.
So Colin, did the vegan, was a vegan teacher, did she disappear?
So
No, she's still around.
This is that her hot takes were so controversial that she had all kinds of people that were reporting every single video she put out. And ultimately, there was something that the CCP decided that they could no longer live with, and they booted her off the platform. And see, all these people, it's like I pissed off a bunch of my own followers on TikTok by saying, listen, she's got every right to say all this stuff that she wants to say. Okay. It's like, I might not agree with her, but one of the reasons why I made the choice to go into the military was to protect the rights of people to say stuff that I disagree with and now goof on. And besides, she's great for content. So please don't make her go away. Don't be butthurt. Okay. It's like, as Chris Rock said this weekend, anybody who says that words hurt has never been punched in the face.
Amen. All right, so let's you, me, and Chat GPT it, or just AI it. You, me, and AI.
Yeah,
So,
don't even
Stop
have to
talking
log
about
in.
Joe.
What would stop talking about Joe? Okay. He always misses the good stuff. That's what happens when you're late.
So because of Sean, I'm in Chat GPT right now, and I'm printing out all the affirmations I can in spreadsheet format for esports athletes
Camera's off, by the
that
way.
need hypnosis.
Yeah, the camera's off, by the way.
Yeah.
The mic's hot though.
No, my wife was freaking out that she might somehow appear on camera, and then you guys might report what you saw or take a screenshot and send it to the FBI or something.
We wouldn't.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, take your camera off real quick, or we'll
Yeah.
show you. Turn it on. We'll show you. You can trust us.
We can't
We're-
tell you what'll happen when it goes on YouTube though.
We're the government. You can trust us. We're here to help you.
Yeah.
All right, so that's cool. Steve, what else you been up to with it this week?
So I was doing the inductions, trying to get Chat GPT to re-scramble up my inductions, and that kind of turned out to be a pain in the butt, because the more input I put into Chat GPT, the shorter it made the inductions.
Yeah, because
So-
you only have so many tokens, and the induction counts as part of the usage of tokens. So that's one of the downsides of it is the more complex the prompt, the less size you have available for the response.
Yeah, it definitely tried to simplify them down. So what I did was, as it was doing that, I wanted it to start out in a very specific manner. Take a deep breath, close your eyes.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to end in a very specific manner. And as I count from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, just go deeper, more relaxed. That's right now. And so I wanted the intro to the induction and the extro to the induction. And then in the middle, I wanted to focus on whatever it was relaxation. So, and then I think I'm going to have different spots, because I'm going to have my disclaimer up front, then kind of a pre-talk. So I don't want to be more than 2 or 3 minutes, and go into the induction and then do my.
So who are you sending these? Are these audios or these videos, whatever they are? Who's the end consumer?
Whoever. I right now I don't have them posted or hosted or in my store. I have a couple in my store, and you've heard those,
Yeah.
but these are just building up the library
Yeah.
right now.
The reason I ask is because I'm wondering how long that disclaimer is.
Well, the disclaimer is just going to be a short one.
Yeah,
Hey,
I would
welcome to
make
1,
that
2,
as
3.
short as possible.
Yeah, welcome to 1, 2, 3 Focus Hypnosis. I take no responsibility if you are driving a truck over a cliff while you're listening to this audio. So
I like that. That's very succinct and to the point. So speaking of succinct and to the point, you might try putting your prompt into GPT and then saying, can you summarize this prompt and make it more efficient?
Ooh.
And it may be able to give you a better summary that will accomplish the same end task, but give you more space. I also know that you can tell it, I'm giving you this, and then I'm going to have you do that, but I want you to wait for this. And then that'll free up some space for it to work.
yeah, that's a good one. So I use this and that a lot when I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
So, anybody else? You been using it any this week, James?
Yeah, I used a couple things. So I edited a video with Descript, which I hadn't used in a while, even though I've been paying for it because I like it a lot. But I edited a video. So if you haven't used that one, it makes it uses AI to make a transcript of your video, and then you can edit the text of the video like a Word document, and it makes those non-destructive edits on the fly. So it's pretty cool.
And it also edits the video. It cuts
edits the video, right? So if you say, hey, wait a second. Have you ever wondered how AI can help you make money? You could just delete that first part. Hey, wait a second. And then just starts the video there. It also can do the other things that you would do in a video editing software, but I need to learn a little bit more about like inserting B-roll and graphics and that kind of thing. But it can do the captions. So I did a video like that, and then I'm probably going to use it next week for a client video. So they're doing some client demos on an IT project I'm on, and some of the content would actually be good for training, which is my responsibility. But it'd be a real pain in the ass to just sit through it all. So if I could upload the 2-hour file to Descript, then I can just scan the transcript for the part that I want and just snip it out. So that's another good use case. And then with ChatGPT, the client hasn't written any documentation, but we're trying to train in the next 8 weeks. So I'm gonna use it. I used it to write a bunch of quick job aids for some technical tasks in the system. And they were decent. So now I'm just gonna put them in a nice document and then hand them back to the client, ask them to have their users validate them as part of the prep exercise.
Yeah, that's good. That's good because we all know that ChatGPT is definitely fallible, and you better know the subject you're having it work on because it doesn't, and it will mess it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Has anybody heard that Google is starting to shadow ban AI text or
like they claim that, but it's never going to happen.
Okay.
It'd be kind of tough.
The only reason Google put that out there, like they actually said they were going to do that, and I really think the only reason they put that out there is because they were caught with their pants down and behind on the game, and they wanted to discourage adoption of the AI before they got their stuff out.
Yeah.
Because they're losing market share in a way that they've never lost it before. And I think they were just trying to like I said, discourage its use. But no, like I don't believe that's ever going to happen.
The Bing search engine now has all of that chat GPT functionality. So you can go to Bing, ask, put in your prompt, and it will spit out very close to the same amount of stuff. So
rumor has it that they actually their big giant pocketbook bought them GPT-4, and they're actually using GPT-4, not 3.5.
there you go.
But again, that's rumor, so who knows?
Oh, I would believe it because they're gonna do everything that they can to stay, steal the market share and stay as far ahead of their competitors as possible. So and it's starting to show up now. I don't know if you've noticed there, if you guys are big Office users, but it's starting to show up in different areas of Microsoft Office now too.
Oh yeah. James, I had a question on Descript. On their audiograms, are they still only available in square format?
The last time I did one, it did seem like that. It's kind of an Instagram format.
Yeah. All right.
I'll take a look at it this week.
That was one of the features I wish they had was a 9:16 availability on their audiograms, because that would make it much better for making shorts, because it'd be the right format for shorts or TikToks.
Yeah, I think the problem with theirs is they call them audiograms, and I think you're right. I think they're in a weird shape.
Yeah.
I also played with 11 Labs this week.
I was actually looking at playing with 11 Labs. I seen some videos, and the voices it can do is amazing.
Well, I was going to mention to you, it does a pretty decent job on like Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan. So I wonder if you gave it, like 20 minutes of your hypnosis audios where you're using your slower hypnotic voice. I wonder what it would come up with. I think it might actually get closer than Descript is.
That's definitely in my plans, because Descript did not work well at all for that.
No.
So I'm going to test it out, but I don't know how much I will necessarily execute on it. What I would really like to do is get one of its built-in voices, or a couple of its built-in voices, to be able to do hypnosis well. So I don't know if that's possible or not. But I was planning on playing with it this week.
Yeah, I can't remember. One of the tools lets you insert pauses, but I don't think this one does.
Yeah, I've found that inserting pauses isn't sufficient. Like it's too complicated. By the time I go through and edit the text, I could have just recorded it.
Right.
Yeah. So, but other than that, great. What about you, Sean? You done any super ninja stuff with the AI this week?
Yeah, I had it right in my bio because I actually have an interview. So the government created a couple of industry councils in the province, and in conjunction with that, provided school divisions with some extra funding to get the kids interested in all of this extra stuff that's out there, and there's a lot out there. And the guy who is running our portion of it is been a friend of mine for 20 years already now, but he said, why don't we interview you? You've got something really interesting going on the side. And I said, yeah, we can certainly do that. So I've got about a 45-minute interview to do on Thursday this week. So I said, let me just get my bio, give me 2 minutes, and chat GPT'd it and pulled it out. I changed one word in it because I thought it would read a little bit better, and sent it off to him. He's just stunned, like, wow, that's awesome.
And did he know that it was
after I told him, he said, "Oh, that wasn't Chat GPT." I said, "Yeah, sometimes, when you're a good subject, you get it gets it right."
Yeah, exactly. No, so I've been playing a lot with directing it with adjectives, and telling it to do stuff in a calm and peaceful tone, or an excited and happy tone, and it really makes a difference in the quality of writing you get out of it. As for what I've done with it this week, I definitely got my $20 worth out of it. Yeah, definitely got my $20 worth out of it. I had it do just a ton of coding, and like I have almost zero experience with JavaScript, but with ChatGPT, I was able to bang through some JavaScript and get a site working with it and everything, and doing some stuff that for once I had to do some stuff where I could not find a WordPress plugin that would do what I needed it to do. So I went to ChatGPT. It is shocking. I went to ChatGPT, and me and ChatGPT, man, we banged it out. It took a little while. There's a couple of really late nights, early mornings, whatever you want to call them. But we got it done. So that was awesome. And I may have also wrote a few 100 billion scripts or something, just in my spare time. About you, Joe? How's life? You been doing anything with the AI?
No, I messed around with it a little, but nothing that extensive.
Nice.
Just played around a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a powerful little piece of technology. All of them are. I'm gonna do some stuff with what's called Blue Whale. It's kind of it's similar to Midjourney, which if you don't know, Midjourney is AI art generation. Works through Descript, or not through Descript, through Discord. But Midjourney, I believe the images you create in Midjourney are they're not caught, like you don't have exclusive license to them, but with Blue Whale you do. So I'm going to work with it a little bit and see if I can see what I can come up with out of there. That way I can have resources available.
Product covers for all the stuff that
yeah. That amongst many other things. Definitely gonna work on that.
It only works in Discord though.
Yeah, Midjourney and Blue Whale, as far as I know, and Blue Whale may not be the right word, but they both work in Discord.
Is it like a plugin that you add to your channel?
It's a bot. It's a bot, and in order to do Midjourney like in a private channel, you have to pay. To use a free one, like you're just in a room and everybody else is sending their prompts, and like your stuff gets lost in the shuffle, and it's kind of annoying. So it's worth paying. That way you have your own private little room. And honestly, the amount of money it takes you to generate just massive quantities of images is incredibly low. I know some people who do print on demand stuff, and they're actually fully automating prompt generation and image generation and putting it into the print store, linking it up. So like they're essentially automating their entire business with AI and automation tools, soup to nuts. And like listing it on the store, putting advertising out for it, all of it. It's crazy. Yeah, we can't hear you, Steve.
You're muted,
Oh.
Steve.
Your quip lost something in the mute. Sorry. You're still muted. I don't know why. Yeah, so you just been working the day job, huh? Get any new hypnosis booked?
No, just I have the 4 coming up in April
That's
and April/May. That's it right now. But
awesome.
I've been dealing this past week. One of our CT scanners was down all week, so I've been dealing with that. Yeah, that's not
That does not sound fun. How you been dealing with that? Like you're not working on the CT scanner. Does that mean you got to do something else?
Well, so that means that we're down a scanner and still have to cover the same amount of patients.
Mm.
So it was like a dance between having too many people there and not enough because we usually have like 2 per scanner basically, but when the scanner goes down, then you got to figure it out with, does somebody need to go home or do we just keep them extra to keep everybody fresh? It just sucks. And the ER was crazy last week, so
No, hopefully they'll get it repaired. You can get a little easier week this week.
Well, they fixed it Thursday night, and then Friday morning it went down with something else. This scanner is over 20 years old and it's past its end of life date, which was 3 years ago.
Wow.
So, but the higher ups are, penny pinchers, don't want to pay to get a new one. They just want to keep fixing this one.
That's why you don't let accountants run the world.
Right. Well, and
Can I say that out loud? Sorry.
So
that was my inside voice.
The last part that they needed to fix it, they found in one of the other engineers' garage. There was none in America. That was the only place they found it. They was like, oh, this guy's supposed to have one. So they called him up and he shipped it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's you're really working to extend the life of a piece of technology at that point.
Yeah. Well,
but hey, you got a nice bonus for signing on, right?
Right.
Not nice to know where they cut the corner.
Well, one of those machines is about $750,000.
Yeah.
And then you add in the construction cost of the room that you'd have to make all the changes to. You're at 1.25 to 1.5 million. They didn't give me that big of a bonus.
Well, I'm sure they didn't. I don't know why. I mean, you deserve it. You really do. But yeah, I can totally get it.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully they ordered the new part. So hopefully it comes in like tomorrow. Because last week was just a nightmare because we had to reschedule patients and just it was just a nightmare.
Well, sounds like all the people on staff are probably stressed out. You should offer some de-stressing group hypnosis for them.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. That way you can get in there and maybe,
I don't
know, maybe make some money, maybe just hypnotize people. Who knows?
I was just going to give them some Reese cups. That's usually what.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good alternative. Especially like in the allergy department or whatever, people who deal with that. Yeah, just take them over there. Let them know how you really feel.
Right.
So Colin, if you're back there listening, I just sent a text off to Ron Shin, and I said, "Hey Ron, I saw an advertisement. I don't remember where I saw the advertisement, where they were incorporating Chat GPT into marketing software. I think that'd be a great upgrade to GoFunnelBox." And he goes, "I think the developers are already working on it."
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it makes sense. So did you guys see that story about that gymnast at LSU who
I don't believe I did.
Is this a joke? Because it sounds like
no, this is serious.
Okay.
This is serious. Here, let me pull it up here. Okay, so let me just put this link in the chat. There you go.
Okay. And what was this
That's a news article. The headline should give you everything.
AI homework tool? Okay.
And so here's what happened is that Olivia Dunn is a gymnast at LSU. She has something like 7 or 17 million Instagram followers. And she has name, image, likeness deals that pay her more than any of the freaking football players at LSU.
Nice.
Okay. I'm sure it has nothing to do with her being far hotter than any of the football players in history. Okay. I'm sure that doesn't have anything to do with it at all. I'm sure it's because of America's enthusiasm for gymnastics.
Yeah.
That's all it is, of course. And so she does a TikTok promoting a homework AI tool, which I'm guessing that she got an NIL deal for that. By the way, those NIL deals are things that the school has to sign off on.
I don't know what NIL is.
Okay. Name, image, likeness. It is
Okay.
how college athletes are getting paid. Okay. And so she apparently makes this video, and LSU isn't real happy with her making that video. And so they came out and very delicately talked about the ethics of using such a tool. And I'm like, wait a second. You mean it's going to be a bad thing if we have this tool available to all students to write papers instead of the people that the university pays to write the football players' papers?
Whoops.
Because that's what we got right now.
Don't apply logic, Colin, please.
So they're banning research, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good way to put it, because I don't know about you guys, but if I get an output from Chat GPT, I damn sure scrutinize that a lot more than as if I were writing it. So I think there's different perspectives, the way people are looking at it. In this case, I have the article up. You know, when you have a college professor that's making $150,000 a year, this girl's probably making millions, and she's not even graduated. They're probably a little triggered. So
Maybe.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I am right with you there, Colin. You know, we had a meeting about our student achievement, and where we share a whole bunch of stuff. And my counterpart Michelle did a presentation on Chat GPT, and you know, at the end of the day, it's a research tool. You still have to vet the information. You have to know what to ask, and you have to be able to, you know, back it up. There's no difference between using that or the rest of the internet for your research.
Oh, no, that's not true. There is a difference. And the major difference is it's faster. It's so much faster. And like, if you're using this technology correctly, it's going to put your productivity miles ahead of your competition. Well, like I said, you know, I don't even know how many. I literally, I don't know the count on how many scripts I wrote last week. Okay. Like it's just that many. I don't know the count on how many affirmations I wrote. And when I say I wrote, I mean, I engineered a really good prompt and I stuck it into GPT and it spits them out 50 at a time, and I copy and paste them. And my bottleneck is how fast I can copy and paste. You know, that's my bottleneck, because it can generate faster than I can copy it and paste it. And I haven't figured out how to automate that just yet. I could, but it just would take more time. So I haven't done that.
But if you're, you know, going back to what we were talking about right at the very beginning, if you're that analog teacher, or you're that analog professor that you have to be the center of attention
Right.
in the classroom, you're done. Like,
Well, and that's the thing, you know, universities are and classrooms, high school, whatever, they're all saying, well, you can't use the technology, you can't use you can't use this stuff. And it's like, okay, well, if you don't teach them how to use this stuff, what are they going to do when they graduate from your stupid school? Because this stuff is coming after their job, whether we want to admit it or not. You know, so you got to adapt. You got to be teaching them to use it.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, you do. That's the piece that teachers sometimes miss. You're supposed to actually teach them how to use this stuff.
Yeah.
You are supposed to be on the cutting edge.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I hope that lots of people stay afraid and concerned about the AI for as long as possible, because it allows me to get that much further ahead on the learning curve. You know, like I said, I'm definitely getting my $20 a month worth out of Chat GPT times probably times 1,000. I can't even calculate how much value it's added to just in the speed that I can get things done with.
Yeah.
Because yes, I could write 50 affirmations on my own, and I could write them in the format that I'm telling ChatGPT to, but I couldn't do it in 4 seconds. And I was like, I couldn't. It might take me an hour to do that. Instead, I just look at them, and go, okay, yeah. Okay, those are all good. You know, none of those sound stupid. So, it is what it is. I know that I'm going to continue to use all of it to the most advantage I can. My biggest problem is trying to incorporate and learn about all the new things that are coming out. You know, like he was talking about Da Vinci earlier, or not Da Vinci, it was 11 Labs, right? You're talking about 11 Labs, and I saw some videos on it. I'm like, that's awesome. I think I can actually do something with that, but I haven't had the time to get in there because I'm doing so much stuff with other things.
The thing they're doing that's interesting, but I'm not sure if it'll last, is you can upload video or audio from anyone. So you could upload, 10 minutes Joe Rogan, it'll make you a Joe Rogan voice.
You can, but it is against their terms. If you read their terms, it is against their terms. They're not stopping people from doing it, but they are covering their own ass.
Descript's a lot more strict with it. It's not really
Descript. You're pretty much only cloning your voice or some voice that you have legal license to do so.
And obviously you could lie, but with them, they make you read an agreement. Yeah.
They make you read a specific block of text so that they can say, okay, that voice and that voice, the AI says they're the same. It's going to be kind of hard to get Obama or Joe Rogan to read that block of text for you. I love how the guy who did the one Joe Rogan called it the bro Rogan.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things I'm using Descript for is to quickly generate transcript of my videos. And then I take that and upload it with my YouTube as sub captions.
Yes, yeah.
And it gives me much better sub captions.
Oh, it does. Okay. I get pretty good captioning from YouTube. It almost never makes a mistake.
Well, it's like, I'm guessing that most of your stuff is in really sterile environments.
Yeah, everything. My audio's clean.
Okay. Yeah.
When it goes up, my audio's clean. Yeah.
Very little of mine is.
Oh yeah. I could totally get that. Like with your hypnosis shows and stuff. Yeah. I would imagine YouTube just butchers that all to hell. Cause sometimes I can barely hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. But Descript does a better job, huh?
Yeah. Well, it makes it fast to get a written transcript that you can then edit and then turn around and upload with your video.
Yeah. So I've been using CapCut to do captions, and I hate that it doesn't like break stuff down into capitals and periods, that it doesn't format the text, because it just doesn't do that. I found some workarounds for that. But as far as accuracy, I think I've had to change like maybe a dozen words
Mhm.
out of literally probably 10 or 20,000 words that it's captioned for me. Yeah, so that's pretty damn accurate as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. So. Is anybody doing any working with any of the video automation stuff? I know you were doing one of the ones that does like the mail merge with the names, right, Colin?
Yeah, I am. And the disappointing piece of that is that I think they're still 2 weeks to 2 months away from it being really usable.
Yeah,
What
and that's
program
the
was that,
danger
Colin?
when you're working with all this stuff's in beta still, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
and sadly, this one they're charging $40 a month for.
Yeah.
And so I have to this week take the time to go to them and say, hey, look, right now this is unusable. I would like you to, I want to continue attempting to get this to work, but I'd like a little bit of help, credit, pausing, billing, while you guys get your stuff sorted out.
Yeah, I mean that's reasonable, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't take that track with Descript. I was like, yeah, this won't do what I want it to do. I'm just gonna bail and not pay you any money and keep an eye on it and see if it gets any kind of updating or anything. And
Yeah.
it seems people are still having the exact same tech issues that I was having, and I'm like, okay, well, it's not ready for me to go back and try it out.
Yeah.
Something else may come along, or you know, like I said, it pushed me in a different direction, and that direction ended up being, I don't know, 1,000 times better. You can ask Steve. I've taught him some of the stuff I learned because Descript didn't work for what I wanted it to do. And
Yeah. There's one thing that I'm gonna try and see if I can use Descript for, that I think it probably is well equipped for, but
Yeah.
we're just gonna see how that goes.
I hope it goes well. Let us know.
Yeah. And Scott, at some point I need to get with you on any YouTube videos you can recommend that I go to that can actually in English break down for me how to download and install the plugins for Audacity.
Yeah, no problem. I can hop on a Zoom and show you.
Okay.
I'm actually going to be making some videos. That is one of the downsides of trying to find videos on Audacity, is that a lot of them are in very broken English from I'm guessing Indian speakers. And if like I've listened to enough of them that my ear can understand it, but a lot of people can't.
Well, there's that, and then the other option is it's Native American speakers, but they don't know how to talk to human beings.
Yeah, there's that one too. There's
Yeah.
that one too. You know, it's actually surprisingly easy to do that. So
Yeah.
I could even. I mean, Steve.
I want to.
I can do it. 99% of the population can do it.
What was that, James?
I'd like to be involved. I want to hear that as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll just make a video. I'm starting to make YouTube videos for Audacity, so I'll just make a video, and when I do, I'll share it to the Hypno Hustle, and then everybody can know how to do that. What plugins are you looking to install?
So that I can import video files and then edit the sound from them.
Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to do that, but you can just rip the audio out of your video files.
How do I do that?
Premiere.
I mean, there's a lot of different things that'll do that. But I can pull some stuff. They're videos that are yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look one up on Google Drive, Colin, and where I can grab it. Let me see if Adobe Premiere can do it.
Yeah.
It's like
your
yeah,
PC,
I mean, I
can do
am
it, yes.
staying the hell away from Adobe products.
you're rocking PC, right?
No, I've got MacBook Pro. I actually have both, but I'm primarily doing DaVinci.
Okay.
So the easiest way with a Mac is use QuickTime and just export the
export as
audio.
your audio. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Export as MP3.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can do that, and then you've just got your MP3.
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
that- yeah.
I'm not sure if it gives you MP3. It might give you AIFF, which is also a sound file and works with Audacity. It might even do a wave file, a .wave file. But that's how I do it. I just go straight through QuickTime.
Okay. Cool.
Probably better off starting with a WAV file because then at least it's not compressed.
You're right.
Little
Colin,
bigger,
is
little big.
DaVinci Resolve a desktop app or is it a mobile app?
It is desktop and Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not believe, or I haven't heard that they have a mobile app.
Okay.
It's more about, I would describe it more as a competitor of Adobe's desktop version.
Okay.
So it started off as a color correction software originally. So the color, that's where the name DaVinci comes from, because it's all about color and painting the picture that you want, basically. But then they started selling them with the Blackmagic cameras. So then they got into the editing side, and now they even do like stuff that you can do in After Effects. Like they've just built up their suite. The free version, I'm not sure which what all is included in that. I don't know if the effects stuff is included in that, but it is in the, like if you buy Blackmagic, they just give it a little dongle that you can, it has the code in it and you can load it. It's pretty cool. It's one of the best free editing softwares out there too.
Cool. I'm gonna have to check it out.
The only reason most people don't use it is because it's so new that they were already set in their ways on the older Final Cuts and Adobe Premieres. So colorists have all moved over to DaVinci. Like even they use DaVinci in Hollywood all the time, just for coloring though. They don't use it to edit in, which is weird because they can now. but it's a very, like they even have these cool little reminds me of arcade joysticks to do the coloring stuff with, built specifically for DaVinci.
Yeah, I'm looking at one of their keyboards here, and it actually has a nice little dial. I remember that from my old video editing days when I was still editing on VHS tapes. And pulling in multiple camera angles like that and lining it all up. Oh yeah, that was fun.
I'm gonna have to do a YouTube and a giveaway of a hypnosis session on a VHS tape.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm gonna go down to the thrift store and get some cassettes.
If you can even find any.
They have them here. I found them.
Yeah, but can you find a video camera that actually works still?
Probably not.
You could fake it though. You could record on something and pump that through the VCR and get it, hit record.
Yeah.
If you can find a working VCR.
Some of them capture devices designed to change stuff from VHF to digital. Yeah.
I don't even have time for that. I don't even have time to mess around anymore.
Yeah, you're just too busy. Yeah,
I was looking to see if Shotcut. I know I use DaVinci Resolve a lot too, Joe. And my wife does all her editing in DaVinci Resolve now. She won't touch anything else. But I was looking to see if Shotcut could strip the audio out of that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, I just became aware of it this past week or two.
Yeah. So I don't know if perhaps I have a plugin that you just don't have already, but I just drug a video into Audacity and it extracted the audio out of it. just on import. It's an FFmpeg compatible. I don't know if you have FFmpeg on your.
I do.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't know if it's a Mac thing. I don't know if it'll be on there or not. So, just one more reason to use PC.
You mean a proper computer?
Proper computer.
Yes, a proper computer, exactly.
So I did get an interesting call. Somebody who found me through Google. I was
Nice.
looking. They were looking
SEO
for
does
help.
work.
It wasn't. So Google Business is great because I've gotten several calls,
Mhm.
but this one there was nothing I could do. When she started talking, I was trying to figure out how to break it to her that me nor any other hypnotist will touch what she is talking about, because she started going on about how she can read people's thoughts, like she knows what they're thinking,
Mhm.
and she thinks that they know what she's thinking, and she
Yeah.
wants to still be able to read them, but them not to be able to read her.
That'd be cool if she could get us
I will
get
be-
him to
I will-
sign up for us.
I'll be honest. If I had gotten this call, I believe my response would have been something like, "Well, I know what you're thinking about how hypnosis could help you."
Yeah, I was wondering why you'd even be worried about it, Joe, because really, I mean, she knows what you're thinking anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's a good point.
I know you know what I'm thinking because I'm thinking it right now.
Right.
Well,
I would.
'cause I was thinking that
I know some
hypnosis
people-
doesn't work for paranoid schizophrenia, which is what that sounds like.
I mean, who's to say? Who's to say she's not really hearing other people's thoughts?
Joe, if you don't turn that into a skit, you're gonna miss out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now I know that you know that I know that you know. You know.
It's like pretend to pretend until you no longer can pretend you're pretending to pretend. So,
That
And
was
then-
good.
Then just forget to pretend.
yeah, and then forget you're pretending at all.
Along with your name.
Yep. I'm gonna write a script for that,
My-
Joe.
My name isn't
schizophrenic.
at all.
Now I know some hypnotists who'd definitely take her on for sure.
Really?
Sure. Yeah.
do the check cash. No, I'm just kidding.
right. Right
That was-
on.
That was. the
I had
other
a
thing.
friend. I had a friend who was hitting me up, asking me, and I answered some questions, and they're like, "Well, you like you like have a real business, right?" And I'm like, "Yes, I take Venmo and PayPal and cash." And they kept asking questions. I was like, "Look, you sound kind of like a princess, so I'm gonna send you to another hypnotist because we're friends."
Oh, wow, you send them to your friends? No, I send them to the hypnotist I don't like.
Yeah.
Like I tell them, oh yeah, no, I think that so and so, and we're not going to name names, but I think that so and so would be really good with this. Yeah, right. Just send on
Hey,
over there.
Somebody did that to me at Hypno Thoughts
Yeah.
because I was living in Vegas at the time, and they were in New
Wow.
Orleans, and they came down and they were like, "Oh, Steve, we just we ran into a guy in the elevator and we referred him to you." And I was like, "Who was it?" "Oh, some guy that wanted to quit smoking." And I was like, "Why didn't you just do a session?" "Well, he seemed like kind of an asshole." And I was like, "Then why would you refer him to me? You don't like me?"
Hmm. Seemed like kind of an asshole. I mean, that could be said of all of us that are in this room at one
Oh, sure,
time or another,
sure.
except maybe Sean. I don't know if anybody would say Sean kind of seems like he could be an asshole, but
Yeah,
No,
no.
I tend to fly under the radar that way, but then again, I'm only 5'3", so
yeah.
I can't decide if I'm flattered or offended. So I guess I'm neither.
Well, you can hardly get a word in edgewise with Sean around.
Yeah, it can be
So,
difficult sometimes.
James and Joe, are you guys going to be showing up for the Performing Hypnosis Summit next weekend?
It's next weekend. See, I wasn't aware when it was or anything. I've seen little posts about it, but I don't know much about it.
Yes.
I saw someone, I think one of you invited me to the group. I joined the group, but I don't know much about it. Give me the 30-second pitch.
So The actually, let me share this video that I don't have the graphics on it yet, but you should be able to hear it. There we go. And where is that?
Ta-da.
Okay.
So how do I get my light? Well, I'll ask after this.
Okay. All right. This will give you a hint.
Saturday and Sunday, March 11th and 12th, I'm going to be presenting at the Performing Hypnosis Summit and sharing with people why it should be called comedy hypnosis, not stage hypnosis. And then the second presentation on
It looks
comedy.
scary.
And my presentation is going to be the most written conference. Isn't that the first one? Well, it's not like they're gonna have Tom Silver or Terry Stokes there. Yeah, they are. Okay, well, mine's still gonna be
Yeah, I mean, the lineup is kick-ass.
Yeah.
The some of the topics being handled are awesome. There's no way that I am going to be able to watch all of the sessions that I want to see live, but it's like the
Do you get the
for the $30 to watch it live or the $80 to get all the recordings. I think even if you don't have any interest at all in doing performing hypnosis, I still think there's going to be way more value than $80.
Oh yeah, I agree. I saw that and I thought the same thing. And you almost, like you said, you almost have to do the $80 because there's no way you can watch everything live.
Yeah,
because they play at the
absolutely.
same time, right?
What's that?
They're doing them at the same time, right? Like there's going to be
Yeah.
multiple.
Yeah,
Multiple
they
rooms,
have and they have 3 different rooms going at the same time.
And is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Just Saturday and Sunday.
Joe, I just put the schedule in the chat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And do they have a website? Is that where you go sign up or whatever?
I don't see it in the chat yet.
I see the picture. Yeah. It's
You must have just said-
performinghypnosissummit.com.
Yeah,
Okay.
you must have just sent it to Scott.
Did
I
you send
did.
it? Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's why I can see it because that's how that
It was
works.
a test.
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, and another thing is that I think that Jim and Grant and Paul and Sean are all people who we ought to support.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I
And
noticed
Jim is doing the PCW one as well, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
ended,
W,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I know that you didn't share your video to get it critiqued, Colin, but a couple things I noticed. You were not looking anywhere near the camera, which I think was intentional.
Yes, it was intentional.
But I believe you might have also been very slightly mouthing the other person's lines when they were saying them.
No.
Yeah, I think you were. Your mouth was moving a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe you're just moving your mouth a little bit, but
Colin, you know, I
I'll go
read
look
people
at it
comments.
again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't think so.
yeah, you might just look at that in your edit and maybe, roll a little B-roll during that spot or something.
Well, and remember, he's being hypercritical because it wasn't that obvious.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's it too. I'm
Yeah.
hypercritical when I edit my own videos. So.
Right.
Yeah.
We all are.
Yeah.
I'm not. What it is, it is. It goes out.
And that's probably the best. That's probably
Yeah.
the best
That-
policy.
That's kind of how I've had to be, like, especially when you're on camera and everything, you just gotta, like these, I just put them out. Like they're going out.
Yeah.
So
What
Yeah.
what is
I'm not
it?
editing
Done is
them.
perfect.
yeah, done is better than perfect. Absolutely. All the time. All the
Yeah.
time.
The other thing, and when Jim asked me to help with the tech side of things, before I said to him, I said, you realize that that's daylight savings time, right? Like Saturday and Sunday schedule are going to be off an hour. And he just,
Oh.
He kind of did the.
It is what it is, though. Um,
Oh, shit. You should
Yeah,
put
we're-
that,
we're
you
already
should put
there.
that out there on the Facebook page, Sean.
like, are they really going to be off though?
No,
Like,
it just means it's gonna start in an hour, it'll be an
the
hour
time
difference
is still
than
when the
start
time is. Yeah,
Yeah,
Says
Up
10
in
o'clock.
Arizona.
It's 10 o'clock Eastern.
exactly. Whether that was the 11 yesterday or not, doesn't matter. Or 9 yesterday, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I appreciate you mentioning it. I think I'll sign up because although I'm not going to do stage hypnosis, I'm very interested in it.
Yeah,
I'm looking at
and
this
like
and there's a ton.
there's a lot of the marketing pieces that I think are gonna apply to anybody. And it's like, and I promise you that if you decide to show up for mine, I will make it fun.
Oh, and yeah, that's my interest is actually comedy. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the comedy school I got thrown out of, which, I take a lot of pride with the different places I have been thrown out of in life. And I'm sure Joe can relate to this one. In the Army, when I was at my officer basic course, there was a list of places, drinking establishments that were off limits. We didn't go to those. However, I would go to other ones and they would immediately end up being off limits. I kind of like being the reason for the safety briefing. But it's like that comedy school, he gets up there first thing and is like, hey, nobody can teach anybody to be funny. It's like, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give hypnotists, regardless of whatever type of hypnosis they're doing, I'm going to give them a path to do things more funny. Because there's both an art and a science to it.
Yeah, I definitely disagree because when my brother-in-law was 15, granted, he wasn't my brother-in-law at the time, but I was dating his sister and he decided he was going to tell me a joke. And it was a funny joke, but the delivery was just horrific. And I told him flat out, I was like, that's a funny joke, but you told it so poorly that nobody's going to laugh. You got to understand, like, you've got to time how comedy is really about timing. And you just butchered the timing on that joke terribly. And he took it to heart. Like, I don't know. He really, he's never really told me this, but he really took it to heart because, man, he is one of the funniest people I know right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried multiple times to get him to go to open mics and just get up there and rant because it'd be absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, he is absolutely hilarious now. Whereas I'm telling you, man, that kid couldn't tell a joke to save his life.
no, I'm looking forward. I'm hoping I'm in room 3 on Sunday afternoon with you, Colin.
Okay.
I will not be in room 3 on Sunday afternoon with you, Colin. I'm definitely going to be hanging out with Adam Cox, the digital hypnotist.
Okay.
Because a lot of what he's doing is in the same vein as what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I want to see that, and I don't want
He's in room 3 in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah. He's is that? Okay, I guess I'm not looking at the time.
So I've got 2 sessions I'm doing.
Yeah.
The first session is at 10 a.m. And that one is, call it comedy hypnosis instead of stage hypnosis.
Yeah.
And the second one is at 3 or 3:30. I don't remember which.
3.
And that one is comedy for hypnotists.
So
I do like that Jonathan Royal is following you in your room.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Listen, that they got him and Justin Trans in the same
Yeah.
deal. It's like, that's freaking hilarious to me.
Where's
And actually
Justin
that
Trance?
they're in room 2. Jonathan's up first and then Justin follows. In room 2 on the Saturday.
You'll have to tell me that
Oh,
story
okay.
sometime, Colin, because I don't.
Oh, that you can ask a lot of hypnotists. A lot of hypnotists know that story. They're notorious for not getting along.
Oh,
Yeah.
have you
Yeah.
guys
So
ever
Grant's-
seen Merge McVeigh's? Do you guys know Merge McVeigh?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever seen his video on Justin Trance?
No, but I'm sure that success leaves clues. Oh,
Oh my god! So are these times on the schedule? Are they Eastern? All
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm not wrong in thinking that Justin Trans is kind of a tool, right?
so my understanding is that in
Recording?
person,
Recording.
my understanding is that in person, he's not. It's just kind of a marketing persona.
Okay.
I can't say that for certain though, but I will pause the recording. And that, friends, is why you come to the live, because yeah, that would not have survived on YouTube.
That was awesome.
And then we move on.
Yeah, I met Mr. P last year, and he
Yeah.
like I met him for a brief second, and he used me to do a card trick on Max Majors.
Yeah.
That actually, he was like, and Max is a mentalist himself. He's really good. I don't know if any of you know him.
Millions of views.
Yes. Yeah, he's been on. Has he been on America's Got Talent?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was the stupidest trick too. So Mr. P, he just showed me the bottom card, and then I saw him slide it up to the top with his hand, and then he did a cut, and then pretended to pull the card that he cut to, but actually pulled the top card. So and he did it far enough in advance that it didn't register with Max, and it worked out perfect.
Yeah, when you know what to look for, it's easy to catch sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the magic's gone from it, but it's still awesome to watch.
The guy,
some-
the guy,
Some of
It's
those
astounding.
mentalism.
I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah. I see it.
So the guy that I'm partnering with, he just used 2 cards.
Nice.
Oh, Sean, you're gonna have to show me that because I'll make it. So I don't know. I watched that ECAT. You ever watch that Russian girl that does the cardistry?
Wait, Russian girl what?
She does cardistry. So I freaking, I'm like, hey, I hate you today, blah, 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 this and that. So I always leave those snotty comments and she laughs about them. So I'm going to do a duet with her thing because she's always like, and this is, Shin Lee's cut. And I'm like, and slide my finger down here. And so I leave her snide cuts like that. But she's a good girl too. Right before, this was the nice thing about living in Vegas, right before the Hypno Thoughts Live, they would hold the Magicians Convention at the Orleans at the same place.
Yeah.
So we would go down to that, and just like Hypno Thoughts Live, I told, I brought the wife down. I was like, we're just going to walk upstairs, just behave like you belong here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we walked right in and we did cards, cards in hand and
No,
everything.
nobody ever questions you.
No.
So were you there? Were you at Hypno Thoughts Live when the convention they had just before was DEF CON? And basically everybody that was there for pre ended up getting hacked because that's what happens when you have your hypnosis convention right after the hackers convention.
Might have been the one I missed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was great. Like pretty much everybody that was there for pre and post, like left, right, and sideways, people were getting hacked. It was nothing nobody suffered any real damage from it, but I just thought it was hilarious. I'm sure that some people did, and I'm sure some people probably had like emotional distress and stuff, but it wasn't me. I thought it was amusing. None of my shit got hacked. You know, like your stuff doesn't get hacked when your password's 26 letters long and has, you know, multiple special characters. And
I can't remember my name as a password, let alone something like that.
okay, look, I'm gonna tell you, you know how to remember a really good secure password that's long?
You told me, make a
Make it a
sentence.
sentence.
Yeah, take your favorite quote and just change out letters like I's or exclamation points, E's or threes, or they could be hashtags. You know, A's or ats, etc. A W is, you know, you could do slash for a W, you know, and it's still easy to remember. It's easy to remember because it's just a phrase. You know, it's your favorite quote. You know.
One of my passwords, and I won't say which, is it's my original CompuServe password that they gave me, and it was like 20 characters, and it's just totally random.
And you had to memorize it, and now you're like, I might as well use it.
Might as well use it, yeah.
Which, if you're using it on everything, it's still no good. Because what's crazy is your password is almost guaranteed not to get compromised because somebody tries to hack you personally. You're going to use your password on some website that has 80 million users, and somebody's going to hack that website, and they're going to get the whole password set at once.
Oh, like, yeah, ashleymadison.com.
Right. And then they use your username and password combination just on every site they can find because people reuse them. So they just get in that's how people get hacked and get all their crap
genius
lost.
one.
Yeah.
The genius one was they hacked and stole all the data from LastPass. So you had all these people who thought they were really big brain for using LastPass and having really hyper secure passwords and really long, complicated ones that there was no way to remember.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
Yep. Doesn't matter if that's not secure enough. By the way, Colin.
Yummy.
Ooh.
Yep. Moo.
It reminds me of the Sean Connery Saturday Night Live skit when he's talking about therapists.
I don't guess I've seen that one, but I'll take your word for it. I'll look it up at some point.
The Jeopardy.
Jeopardy, yeah.
Yeah, the character is therapist, and he goes the rapist.
Oh yeah. It's Psycho the rapist. Yeah.
Psycho the rapist.
Yeah, it's actually a terrible spelling. Just happens to be. So, anyways, in other news, are you making any progress on your HTL talk, James?
I am. I have an outline. What I'm behind on is I need to start promoting it. No one signed up, so need to get that get a video out there.
Who else is doing an HTL talk? I know Joe is. I know I am. I know James is. No, Colin. Do you even know if you're going yet, Colin?
Not looking good right now.
Not looking good. Well, I guess that means you're going to make some money somewhere else, right?
Yep.
It happens. It happens to the best.
What I'm actually
go ahead.
What I actually am really still working to figure out a way to do is to come up with a solid business justification to go.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, I'm just creating a solid business justification to go by getting a booth.
and look, it's like if laughter hypnosis does what I think it will do, then and the mafia, I mean the union at HTL will allow me a little bit of economic freedom, then I hope to actually have a really great business justification to go for sure next year. That's not going to be, Laughter hypnosis is not going to be ready for prime time this year, but
Yeah.
hopefully next year.
Now, and that's the Netflix for stage hypnosis stuff, right? Or is that something else? No.
No,
Okay.
this is something totally different.
What's that? Have you
Okay,
informed us
so-
of what that is? Do we need to turn the recording off?
No, you don't have to turn the
right,
recording
cool.
off because
I didn't know how proprietary
nobody
it might be.
else is crazy enough to try and pull the shit that I do.
True enough.
Okay.
True enough.
You know,
True
it's
enough.
like, that's why I fearlessly put my material up on YouTube, is that, yeah, nobody's going to steal that. It's like,
Yeah.
wait a second. You got your Martian translator asking what's the deal with the anal probing? Okay.
Nice.
Who else in the business has got to have the balls to ask that question? Okay. That's me.
Yep.
So here's the deal with laughter hypnosis. There is a practice called laughter yoga. It's a practice I participated in, and it's freaking awesome. You get a bunch of people together. You start off with some exercises where you're going, ha, 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 he, ha, 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 he. Then the leader has everybody says, okay, I want you to put your thumbs underneath your armpits. And if you can squat down, and we're going to do it like you're a duck. Okay. And it's going to be ha, ha, quack, he, quack. If you can't squat down, you're going to do it as a rooster. Okay. And so you've got all these people in a circle going around doing this stuff. If you happen to be doing it in a park, it will, the only way to attract more attention is to get everybody to start throwing hands at each other. Because let me tell you, you end up with a bunch of grown-ass adults laughing at absolutely nothing and making damn fools of themselves. That attracts some real attention, which is pretty cool. And the whole concept is based on the scientific research that says that laughter really is best medicine, not just a pithy quote that says it is. So what I'm looking to do is take the basic concepts that laughter yoga is based on and create laughter hypnosis, because there are things that we can do in a practice for where we get people to spontaneously laugh at absolutely nothing. That can be faster, can be more accessible. You don't have to wait for the next meetup. You can do it anywhere, or you can do it in a group, or you can do it one-on-one. And I think that there are some skill sets, some superpowers we as hypnotists have that can make this really good stuff and help ease a ton of different things that people struggle with, from social anxiety, general sadness, lack of purpose, just dealing with the basic shit of everyday life. So that's where I'm going with laughter hypnosis.
I never read it, but James Hazelrig wrote a book, I think, called Laughnosis. But I think it's based on the yoga. I
don't know if it's based on the yoga or not. But yeah, he's I think it is Laughnosis is the name of it.
Cool.
But yeah, it sounds like a really cool concept.
Tracy Kinane is using hypnosis with laughter to help in a therapeutic setting. Have you seen her stuff? I might be saying her last
I've
name
seen
wrong.
some of her stuff.
Yeah, but she'll just like have somebody say something really awful, and then she'll just use her natural humor to, like, you know, sort of overwhelm it, and then bring in. It's interesting the way she does it. I haven't done it in a session, but it's interesting stuff.
Steve, you're muted too.
I know it. I found that second video, Scott. Stop the recording real quick. Oh, you don't have to stop it for this one. This one's good. I think this is a G-rated
I think we could qualify as fair use as long as we do commentary, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think it'll matter for this one anyways, but yeah. I dropped a link in the chat, Colin, for the Little Book of Laughnosis by James Hailsbury.
The moment and the sound of my voice will take you into a state of hypnosis.
I hear it, but I don't see it.
Same. I don't know where your screen sharing went.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, we can
Can
hear it,
but
we can't see
not
it.
see it.
So we're hearing it through your mic. You're not screen sharing.
Take a deep breath, just imagine that everything I'm saying is real.
Hey, Steve, stop. Share your screen.
Thought I was sharing my screen.
I think I tried to minimize it for me because it was in my way and I may have accidentally stopped
No,
it
I
completely.
see it now. I see
Yeah,
it now.
there we go.
Okay, backing up.
Listen to the sound of my voice.
Now, can you hear the sound? I'm going to turn mine off.
Oh yeah.
Take a deep breath. Every suggestion I give you will become your immediate and absolute reality. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. The mind is a powerful thing, you need to listen. Take a deep breath and relax, you need to listen. In a moment, the sound of my voice will take you deep into a state of hypnosis. It's your choice. Take a deep breath, let my voice be your guide. Take a deep breath. Every breath you sink deep into this state where my words become reality for time and for space.
Yeah, you're right. Pause it, Steve.
Every suggestion.
Yeah, I mean you're right that that's very damn good lyrics. Like, yeah.
I mean, to the novice ear, the layman, they would never know what he's saying in his lyrics.
As much as us, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's awesome. I've never heard this one either. Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Ready to go?
Yeah, go.
Suggestion that I give you only helps you focus. Take a deep breath, just imagine that everything I'm saying is real. Just imagine. And every time you hear me say the word sleep, you experience hypnosis and you go deep. 1, 2, 3, sleep. Go deeper for me. Listen to my every word, go deeper for me. Sleep. It's the brain bully straight from the streets. Hypnotizing, taking it deep. Everything I say is the truth, and every time I snap my fingers, I can give you the proof. It's the brain bully straight from the streets. Hypnotizing, taking it deep. Every word I say is the truth. Emerge McVeigh, I can show you the proof. 1, 2, 3. The mind is a powerful thing. Let me show. Take a deep breath and relax. Let me show. In a moment, my words are meant to cause confusion. Every snap of the finger is like a new illusion. Yeah, deeper now. You standing on your feet, but you a sleeper now. Yeah, deeper down. I need your responses. I need to know that I'm speaking to your subconscious. Every breath you take is like a vacation. When I speak to your mind, it's all relaxation. When I speak to your mental, I got one suggestion. Believe in me and nothing else, this is my profession. And when I count to 3, you closing your eyes, you realize suggestions can rise deep into a state of hypnosis, where everything I say is only helping you focus. 1, 2, 3, sleep. It's the brain bully straight from the streets. Hypnotizing, taking them deep. Everything I say is the truth, and every time I snap my fingers, I can give you the proof. It's the brain bully straight from the streets. Hypnotizing, taking them deep. Every word I say is the truth. Emerge McVeigh, I can show you the proof. 1, 2, 3, sleep. Everything I tell you, no matter how stupid.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was. I didn't realize he was so musically talented as well.
Oh my gosh!
I've seen tons of his hypnosis stuff, and he's top notch street performer.
But you know, he
I
wasn't-
had no idea.
When I first met him, he wasn't like that. So
Really?
yeah,
You've known him a lot longer than I have.
Yeah, he came
And
along.
I've only met him a couple of times. I wouldn't say I really even know him, but
Yeah, in this one, I'm not going to play this whole thing, but I sent I put the first 2 links in the chat.
okay.
Street hypnosis for real. Brain bully, Merge McVeigh. Alchemist like Mr. P or like Serena Stone, I'm an expert, embrace me. I'm like Justin James, where's the safety? They hate me like I'm Justin Trans on the strip. I'm doing eye locks just to make up for these skits. What's this? Holy hypnosis. The bully is smooth like Derek Watkins, deep rockin' I'm focused. I'm the shit, I'm like Darren Johnson. I hypnotize on any corner from Chicago to Compton. Look, they often ask why I go so hard. I'm out for longevity like Mark Savard. I'm out to get the money like Darren Brown and talk shit like Brian Weed when I come to your town. Look, tell them that I'm back with the ism. On the streets I'm like David Lyon with lionism. On the block I'm like Tonio out in Detroit. Find any hypnotic subject I can exploit. Free. Like John Sabone, I'm a trance master. Like Richard, Nuck and Guard, I'm too fast. Like Shawn Michael Andrews first. I do hypnosis from the block to the back of the church. I do hypnosis from the church to the back of the jail. I keep antennas in the air. Like a Mike Mandel. I keep my confidence high. Like my name Robill. Tell the homie A1. We ain't never gon' fail. Tell the homie Arthur Kogan when I'm out in T-Dot to grab Luke. We gon' do hypnosis right on the spot. I put him in my web like I'm Peter Parker, or do it on television like Richard Barker. Somebody tell Tracy what up. When I come to Colorado, we gon' get fucked up. Tell Lady A when I come to the sack, if anybody step up, they going right on they back. Sleep. Is this a street hypnosis for real? On stage I'm like Anna Rose giving them chills. On stage I'm like Larry Silver flexing my cheek, and do hypnosis for the love like my name Rory Z. I'm a hypnotist, clinically certified, master street and stage hypnotist, keeping you mesmerized. I could do it on commercials like I'm Mo Kelly, or take it back to the essence like I'm Nas and Belly, or take it back to the way that they rush this and drop you in the sand on the beach like Freddie Justice. You already know, Emerge McVeigh the brain bully, time to start the show.
Yeah, so those are on my playlist now.
Very cool.
Those were the only 3 that he had that were really good. So, but everybody in that video, you know, you saw a lot of people that you knew or you didn't know. One of them was Lady A. She was a really short little Filipino girl in there, and she is not 5 feet tall. And she would take a person of Scott's stature and hypnotize him or her on the street and drop them more gracefully than anybody you've ever seen. It's, you know, it's just wonderful to watch her work. We used to call her the ninja, because you'd get a person, you'd do the pre-talk on the street, and she'd cut right off in front of you and jump in and just steal that person and put them right to sleep after you're like, son of a bitch. So when she was around, you put your people down really quick for fear she was going to come up and steal them. But a lot of good people in that video that we don't see anymore. Lady A, she was just texting me. She got married, ran off. She was her and Mr. P were going out for a long time. And Arturo, the one white guy I saw in there, was he's a Canadian hypnotist who runs a tow truck service. And I didn't know that, but in the middle of the night, YouTube was playing. I was like, that voice sounds familiar. It was him on YouTube towing somebody's truck. So, but Robel and the other guy, Robel literally walked up, and I was standing with Derek, and we used to bag on each other all the time. Did you get a good video of me? No. Why? Because you took too long on your induction. You can't do that on the street. And Robel was one of the guys, when he first started off, he just took too long. Well, he proved everybody wrong that night, because when you have somebody in hypnosis in your arms and you're looking around, you're not worried about that person in your arms anymore. You're looking at everybody else, and there was a person over there like that, just
Yeah.
jaw dropping. So he handed the person he was working with right off to somebody, and he just walked over and smack and just said sleep, and that girl went right down. So it's just about finding the right person, and
Oh yeah.
they're already hypnotized when they're watching you, and they're like, oh shit, if he comes my way, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to drop. So it's pretty good group of people. There's a group out there called it's another group, DAS, Deep Asleep Squad. So if you guys find that, so there's my street hypnosis plug for the night.
I want to do it with you next time I'm in Hypno Thoughts.
Yeah, we're for sure going to go
We're
down.
planning on it. Steve's going to take us out to some secret local spots that everybody else doesn't know, and
I'm going
we're
to call
not-
down
we're not
to the
messing with tourists.
Yeah, I'm going to call down to the container park here. I'll probably do it this week. I don't know if any of you guys been to the container park in Las
Nope.
Vegas.
Have not.
It's on Fremont Street. You know where all the hustle and bustle is.
Yeah.
Well, just walk Fremont Street south of Las Vegas Boulevard. And there's a huge, that's the part of town that nobody would ever go in, that they've cleaned up, and they're really pushing down that way. Well, they have a nice enclosed area with a stage and everything. So I'm going to call them up and see if we can't just come down on
You
that
said
entire park.
you said they have a stage,
Oh my gosh, yes.
and see if you can get Colin booked in for a hypnosis show.
I'll do that, Colin.
Then he'll have a business reason to go to Vegas. Then that'll be all the
absolutely.
business reason he needs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll do that, Colin, if you're willing. And I'll get with my peeps out there, see if I can get somebody to promote it as well.
Colin is almost always willing to do a stage hypnosis show or a
Did
comedy
you about say
hypnosis show.
hypnosis show?
No, well, you probably would.
By the way, me finding out that not only are all the airports I've been able to identify using ladies and gentlemen in their announcements, the very woke Saturday Night Live opening opens with ladies and gentlemen. So that means I'm just going to keep ladies and gentlemaning even harder now.
No, Colin. The fact that you've realized this and you've hit on this means you're fixing to make a YouTube short that's going to get you a million views, all about ladies and gentlemen and Saturday Night Live. And
Yeah.
I can see the short coming now. Yeah, that's going to be a good one, man.
Mhm.
And
You
I wouldn't
too
think there-
like controversial marketing.
And I wouldn't think there's any
But-
sarcasm in that one at all.
Well, on that one, I'm not really being sarcastic.
Yeah.
I'm being really straightforward on this one. Is that for
I mean, you could always just rock it, ladies and gentlemen, and all you other fuckers too.
yep.
All you other fuckers.
Have you seen the new candy bar company?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. The fact that they launched that candy bar company in 24 hours, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
They've sold over 300,000 bars.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's it
Hold
called?
Jeremy's. But they have
He get it with or without nuts.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the candy bar names are he, him, and she, her.
And if you need the tagline is, if you need us to tell you which one has nuts, keep buying your candy from Hershey's.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. I wonder if it's any good.
I'm sure it's perfectly acceptable candy. It's just white label. It's just a white label product,
Sure.
but that's fine. Still, because there's no way you could launch there's no way you could launch the brand in 24 hours if it wasn't white label.
Yeah.
You know,
That's,
They threw 'em-
Speaking of Hershey's, which has some great zero sugar products out right now. And listen, if I can rock an iPhone, I clearly do not give a fuck about what kind of political evil the people I do business with are up to, because it's like, listen, little children help build this phone.
little children in
and then-
factories that have to have suicide nets on them.
That's right. And then
No, that's not the bad part. That's
they had
actually
to
fine.
buy the bullets to execute mommy and daddy. Okay, it's like so I don't care about Hershey's politics. But I am down to 176.4 as of today. I have
Nice.
been
Damn.
under, it's like getting under 185 was a bear and staying there. But I finally was able to get south of 180 and I'm sustaining it. And for a long time, my target has been 170. And I will absolutely grant that the scale is a lying bitch when it comes to your health. Number one.
Oh, yeah.
Two, that number 170 could not possibly be more arbitrary, but it's something that I feel like will have me in a really good place. And I love that I'm having to go through extra hassles to wear my pants right now. It's like that little bit of extra work. It tells me, hey, guess what? You're accomplishing something here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great, man.
So
well, keep active, Colin.
It's all that time on stage. But then, like, if you keep losing all this weight, man, your whole dad bod stomach getting bigger thing's not going to work anymore.
I know.
You're going to have to come up with a new gig.
I know.
So that's good. That's a good problem to have.
But
I have
listen,
a belt for
it's
you
like,
in the chat. Check that belt out.
okay. So my belts kind of have a special requirement.
Yeah, I'm
They
sure a
have to be
holster would go
able to
fine on
hold
that.
something really a bit heavier up. That's not me. Okay, if you know
This
what
one
I'm
has
saying.
the ratchet on it. I think you'd be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. But no, I will most definitely check that out. Cool. But it's like, even without Chat GPT, I am putting together so much freaking new material together. It's not even funny.
That's good.
And
Well, hopefully it's a little funny.
well, listen, when your son comes home from work and his first words out of his mouth are machete wielding baby throwers. I never had any idea that my career would mean me dealing with machete wielding baby throwers. The bit fucking writes itself.
Yeah. Yeah. It does indeed. It does indeed. But yeah, I think you could actually get a good YouTube video out of that, especially out of Saturday Night Live's, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think you could actually ride that really far.
Yeah.
I would do that if I were you.
No, I
Gotta
will.
find the right controversy to market on.
Yeah, and the thing is that as far as the controversial stuff that I do, it's not like I'm going out there and hurting anybody.
Yeah.
It's like I am taking positions that on a lot of the really hot takes, like ladies and gentlemen, I've got 90% of the American people on my side.
Probably.
Yeah,
Or at least,
there's actual research on this.
yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, and anything relative to free speech, I'm going to be all in on.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
So, well, it's 10:30 at night here.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I was
think it's
thinking
about
we'd
that
probably
time.
call it a night, you know,
Yep.
unless anybody's got any other pressing business they suddenly need to, any doorknob questions they have, you know how it is.
No,
The real
I
reason
didn't-
you came.
I did buy one of those belts that you just posted there, James.
Yeah.
I'm not enamored with the latch, but I will say this, it is secure.
Ah, okay.
So what you're saying is you don't want to have to rush to the bathroom to take a dump, huh?
Or I have
it's
to make myself real skinny to get out of it.
it's pretty. It comes, and I don't know exactly how big they are. They come very big, and then you just trim them.
From when
And
you lose
then-
weight, huh?
Well, yeah, you can trim it. Yeah, you trim it to. They tell you how to do it, but you trim it just, to, and then if you lose more weight, you can trim it more. But it also ratchets, so you can adjust it depending on what you need to do.
It looks like they said, you know what? I think if we made a 1-inch wide adjustable cable tie and put a fancy buckle on it, people would totally buy that.
It's a similar concept, yeah. It's
Yeah.
similar to some of the belts you probably use in the Boy Scouts or the military. But,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's more
really
it's a little
dense.
more ingenious, and it works really well.
Yeah, it looks a little sturdier too.
Yeah, you could probably 3D print a 1-inch wide
Cable tie.
cable tie and market that.
Well, if I was going to print a 1-inch wide cable tie and market it, I guarantee you a belt wouldn't beat the market I'd go for. Make a much better uses for that particular device.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere.
All right, I signed up for the Performing Hypnosis Summit.
Oh, awesome, man.
So I'll be there next weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to sign up for it, but I won't be there next weekend. I'm going to have to catch almost everything I catch on it as a replay. So,
And they just redid the schedule, so.
And
yeah, I saw you drop
Sean,
that in the chat.
Sean,
I'm
do you know
still
who
TBA.
they're going to have doing introductions?
It will likely be either Jim, Grant, Paul, or myself.
Okay.
I think Jim said that possibly it's wherever they need a break, I can jump in there and.
Okay.
Y'all aren't going to grab the guy from WWE.
Buffett, or no, what's his name?
Just get Rogan to do the inductions. Use the bot. You use 11 Labs and go get Rogan. Go get Bro Rogan to do your intro. You know, I mean, might as well, right?
All right, see everybody.
All right,
next week.
guys.
All right, yeah.
Have a
We'll
good
see y'all.
one.
See y'all
All right.
next
Yeah.
week.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye bye.
Bye.